So all I'm saying, the one who is watching your show this morning, they are discerning people. Not all your viewers are like me and Chumbuafo, who are fighting for power. The way we do our things, I said there's a disease we all have. They call it an intrinsic bias. He wished everything you've read were true. And I am saying that in this world, those watching are aware. If you are watching this show, if somebody makes a claim that you are a thief, that you've done something wrong, Okoe Boye is saying that it's not fair for you to be condemned, and that we should go into the matter, not by the one who made the accusation, but by a third party. If you are found to be wrong, so be it. If you are found to be right, then the claim was not true. And what I've stated here is that it is not a good practice for someone to say that once you were labeled a prostitute, even when they go into it and realize that it's not so, from day one someone says that, oh, that shameful woman. It means that from the word go, they've labeled you from the claim. That's what I'm saying here. That this attitude where once somebody says that I see wrong here, then from the word go we say, oh, that is scandal one. What it does is that even when they go into it and realize that it's not so, it is already been labeled a scandal. And I'm saying that we have to be hesitant in how we use our words. That is all I'm saying. So, Doc, the long and short is that those who are watching the show, over time, with time, people are looking out for those who will be honest and frank. The fact that national service issues came up the last time, issues have come up that we have to look into. It tells you that it is not just a matter of, oh, bring this party to power. What are the things that we are putting in place to try to even prevent some of these things from being reported? How do we get a foolproof system where we can go to sleep and say, oh, even if an incompetent person, Doc, is put in charge of national service, because of the system that runs there, if the person is an armed robber, he can't steal. Those are the things we have to work towards. And that is my call this morning. As for being, look, no human being is, even if you have a perfect human being or a man of integrity like a pope, those he's going to work with, he didn't grow up with them. So in NDC, there are people who might be, your way. Some of them might get positions.
I find something quite startling, man. And you see, for the three of us on this table, at least we know a little. Both of you know more than I do.
Yeah.
The intelligence community that we have in this country. Look, you see, how on earth, Okoe, can we say that, for example, we all know national service. We know that when the postings come, not all persons, not all report. Okay. So you take 2017, 2018, for example, 2017, 2018, and that's why I said everybody should look at what happened in that year and compare it to the subsequent years. So the National Service Authority announces to the public. That's what they do. They put an announcement out that these are the persons eligible to do national service, 91,871. So this figure is taken from all people, graduates from all institutions that are eligible to do national service. All institutions. So the list of people who are graduating from all institutions that are eligible to do national service. It doesn't matter whether they pass their exam or not. Not so. Okay. So they put out 91,871. That's the figure taken from all institutions. Then we are told, so eventually people will come and take up their places. So after, the National Service will be able to determine for us whether the 91,871 that was announced, whether everybody took it or some took, some didn't take. Or whether there were some people from, let's say, 2016, 2017 who didn't take up in 2016, 2017 and have decided to take it up in 2019, 2020. Not so. So we are told that, look, 2,932, they didn't take up. Out of those who were eligible, they didn't take up. So we had a deficit of 3%. So those were those who didn't take up. And we know that almost every year, not everybody takes up. There are people who travel, there are people for some reason don't do their service. So this 2,000 out of 91,000 is a good reflection, a true reflection of what happens over the years. Yes. Then you just jump to the subsequent year. Then we are told that 85,708 are those who are eligible to do national service. That's the figure collated. 85,708, they are those. But then, out of the blue, we are told that 135,000 were actually posted, which means that some 49,895 people decided to do national service. They were not part of those who, the 85,000. But these are some 49,000 or 50,000 people who were eligible to do national service, who had not done their national service, who have now decided to come and do their national service. In fact, it is even on the assumption that all 85,708 took up the opportunity to do national service. Then, every year, you have these numbers, 40,000. Every year you have people who, so I don't know if these people were supposed to have done their service in 1960 and they all didn't do it, and all of a sudden from 2018, 2019, you have as many as 50,000, 36,000, 38,000, 50,000 people wanting to do their service. And if you even look at the 2021, 22 against 2022, 2023, the variance, if you look at those who are eligible to do, 81,081 and 115,240. However, if you look at what the service is saying as those who actually picked up the thing, between 21, 22 and then 22, 23, you have as many as 69,000. How? I mean,
what's the organization's name? The one that did it?
Media Foundation for West Africa. But these documents, one, the press releases by the NSA.
Yeah.
That is what gives us the NSA's own announcement. And then the NSA presented a document in June 2024, this year, June, to the Parliamentary Select Committee, which details the people they say they actually deployed. So all you do is that you take out the figure they put out are those who are eligible to do national service. And the figure that they have put out as those who they say they deployed for the service. And in a lot of these cases, you have close to 50%, 40%, or more than 50% of deployment as against those who are eligible to do national service. How is this possible?
Doc, so I know you have done your PhD. When you see a graph and you see an aberration, it means that you have to look into it, like the way you've pointed out aberrations. Almost all the things I want to do in my constituency, you said how much money are people making, assuming the claims are true? How much?
28 million a month.
The monthly money that, if the claims are true, being made, just 1 month, can solve almost 90% of Lejokuku's problems. Big drainage problems, classrooms, soft loans for women, whatever. So, Doc, me, I'm in politics. I say it everywhere, to make the world a better place. What I don't tolerate are politicians who are crooks or who take advantage of the system to enrich themselves. I don't do that. The only principle I have, which I've kept from childhood and into my grave, is that when somebody makes a claim, I want a third party to help me.
Very, very fair.
Look,
and right.
If Ioko, OSP, or the police CID goes into these claims and comes out with a report that wrong has been committed, Doc, if these people are not prosecuted and jailed, I'll go on a one-man demonstration. Whether Baumia is president or whatever happens. Doc, so I want my brother to understand that it is only a matter of fairness and justice. That even if the claim is very grave, like I said, 1 month, Doc, if somebody is making 28 million in this country, a month, not a year, through an illegal act, Doc, when that money can solve all my problems, all the assessments I've done in Lejokuku, a constituency of close to 400,000 people, why would I say that they should let go? Doc, you understand?
Yes.
But what I am saying now, one day, if somebody comes at my big brother here, that he should be condemned, it is the first demand I'll make. We should hear his story conducted by a third party. So whether it's OSP or it is Yoko, these claims are so serious that, Doc, Dr. Abi, these claims must be handled by a third party.
Randy, just a moment.
I'm wrapping up. Listen, Doc, these claims, Doc, they are so serious that a third party must look into them, Doc. And when I say a third party, I mean an independent body created by the Constitution to look into people's behavior. It can be OSP, it can be special prosecutor, it can be the CID. 28 million is a lot, but this is the caveat, and it's a strong one. I don't condemn people when I've not seen a report of a third party. I thank you.